We're Jess and Freddie and Winnie, of course. We've just completed a 6-month home renovation project on our London Victorian terrace, and now we're here to share the final results of our big project, turning this house into our dream home. Welcome back to my home reno series. We are now on season 3, which is the home interiors edit. So excited. I feel like this is going to be my favourite of all the series because I have so enjoyed putting the finishing touches on the house since we finished the build. Each episode is going to be themed around a different room in our house, and it's going to take us from the very start of the build project to the finish of the room. First up is going to be the kitchen, seeing as I'm in it, and it is the first room to be finished, which feels so good. I cannot tell you, after 12 weeks of having no kitchen and cooking in our living room from a plug-in electric pan, I am so grateful for the space behind me. It is the dream kitchen. You ready? Let's dive in. So this room really did take 5 months from the start of the build to the very end. They had a lot of work to do, digging the foundations, demolition, building the walls, screeding the floors. And we went without a kitchen for 12 weeks and lived like this through peak lockdown and what seemed to be a never-ending winter. It was a challenge, but it was kind of fun. Huge transformation today. Like, I know I say this a lot, but this is definitely the rock bottom. Everything that needs to be demolished has been demolished. This is where our kitchen used to be, and now it is a shell. Nothing else is going to come down, only can go up. They're going to put the steel in there tomorrow. And then they're going to get building the rest of this wall. Look at that. The last thing standing, who'd have thought, the thing we actually had to like prop up with masking tape. She's still going and she's still giving us heat in one room of the house. Excuse me, Winnie. How cool is this? You can actually see the framing of where our utility room is going to be. It's currently our dining room and soon to be our kitchen. What are you doing here, Missy? Look at this, the walls are up and the roof is on. This is our new home. I can tell you now, this is the thing I will miss least about the build, drinking out of a hose pipe every day. Put the screed down today, so we can't walk on this for 48 hours, and then it needs to take 3 weeks to dry before the floor can go down. Oh, it's dusty today. Fred's just in our fridge, which actually fell off its hinges yesterday, so that was good. Currently being propped up by a Selco trade magazine, that's good. So let's take it back to the very beginning. I started out by making these vision boards on Canva, and this was the clear idea I had in my head of the kind of aesthetic I wanted my kitchen to be. And then we went to the professionals. So we started with Benchmark's kitchens. Benchmark's was actually cheaper. However, the real selling point for us was we really liked the kitchen designer we had at Wren. She was so helpful. If you are interested, I will leave her details and the store she's at below. The process with Wren was all online. It was in the middle of lockdown that we started designing our kitchen, so it was all a virtual appointment. We've never actually met our kitchen designer. So after our designer put together the CAD layout, we then got to see these 3D projections of what it would look like. This was really helpful, and obviously it's not completely styled, but we could see a kind of general layout of what our kitchen was going to be like with the exact dimensions of the room. Then we got the price. That included everything except the worktops. We were always going to source the worktops separately because we have a local guy in Kingston that we'd seen in shop front and wanted to do business with him. Quite punchy. Our budget was 10,000 and this was obviously almost double. So we had to make some revisions. Basically, I said to Wren, we can't afford that, so what can we do? So how we cut the costs down, 3 things. We removed all appliances that weren't integrated, and I shopped around and I got them at much better rates on AO.com and Appliance City. We removed the fitting cost, which was 4.5 grand, and our builders quoted us 2. And finally, we removed end panels from the island, so we have the worktop going down the side, so we didn't need fancy panels on the end. We also did MDF paneling under the bar seating area, and colour matched it to the island instead of having a shiny panel there. So we have just pulled up to Wren Kitchens. We've driven 40 minutes to come and look at a cupboard door in the daylight, and it's about to get dark because the sun is setting, so better head in there now. So this is lockdown life right here. We're stood outside Wren looking at samples in the street because they're closed. So we've got, this is the more expensive range, the Baltic, that's quite blue, and then this is the cheaper range, and it literally looks no different, so we'd go with the cheaper for that. And then this is, so we've got Moonlight and Pillow. Oh lovely, and that's pure white,
Super
is it?
white, yep.
Super white there. So I'm so glad we've driven the 40 minutes here, because it's nice to know that Moonlight in the cheaper cabinets is pretty much exactly the same as the chalk white in the more expensive, so we'll definitely be going with the cheaper option. If I could go back to this moment in time, I would be like, Jessica, go for the more expensive range. Getting nice door fronts is important, and I've learned this the hard way with my brand new kitchen, which I'm not changing, but the cheaper range is harder to clean. The matte is so super matte that it shows every mark. It's a different texture to this, which is kind of like a silk matte, whereas this is like ultra matte. I know it's not going to come up in the video, but can you just see these marks? Like, I cleaned this about 20 minutes ago for the kitchen tour, and it's already a bit grubby. I would go back and get the more expensive ones, lesson learned. Today is the final sign off of the kitchen. We have to do this 28 days before we have it delivered, which is like 2 months from now. But I'm just going through everything, making sure it's correct. We've been working on our kitchen for like 3 months, and it's definitely been the most thought out and considered part of this whole build, because the kitchen has to work for us as efficiently as possible in not a large space. Okay, so at the moment I've got up the whole price list of everything that's on our kitchen and that's going to be included in the order. And then over here I have got the layout of our kitchen with all the dimensions and everything numbered, and I'm just checking off that each number correlates with the number on here and that the price is correct, and then I'm going to sign the contract. So for me, this is the most exciting part of the build. The main structure has been built now, and we are doing all the interiors. We are picking the palettes and the color schemes and everything, and today we are off to a stone depot. Is that what it's called?
The depot.
The depot. We're going with Max, our worktop guy, who is local in Kingston, and he's such a legend. We're meeting him there in a few minutes. We're actually gonna go and pick our worktop. We have got a price for our worktop, which is 4,000. We always knew that we would. No, it was 4 in the end, because we had the extra bit. It was. Okay, we'll agree to disagree. We always knew we were going to put money in our worktops, and we had a budget at the start, and I think it was 3.5, but then we did a few add-ons, which is why I think it's 4. Anyway, irrelevant. It's gonna go on the worktop, on the island. It's gonna be the waterfall sides down the island, and then, because the way Max works with how he cuts the stone, he's measured it up that we need 3 slabs, and there will be a little bit left over, so our utility room can also be quartz as well, which is such a huge luxury, but we've got the spare stone, so may as well. One of my favourite bits about the design of this kitchen is the pull-out larder. Now, it almost didn't happen until the final revision of our kitchen, when we noticed some extra space in front of the steel. So we moved over a cupboard and slotted the pantry next to it, and it just works so perfectly. And it's so good because you can access it from both sides, so you never need to rummage in the back of a cupboard again. Another reason we wanted to go with Wren, and I know that lots of kitchen companies offer this, was the interest-free finance. So we put the down payment on our kitchen, and then we pay the rest of the balance off at £100 a month for the next 5 years. We can actually pay off the full balance whenever we like, but it's right now, whilst we are still due the final payment to our builder, it's nice to just have that at a standing order we can afford monthly. So yeah, definitely, interest-free finance. If that was an option in this build, we took it. So the builders have been making such great progress. They've built the frame for the utility room now and put that pocket door in. This is where our fridge is gonna go. As you can see, it's all ready for the plastering now. Skylights have gone in, as well as the bifolds. We are finally watertight in this room. Wren have sent all these instructions for how to build it, which is great. And I am so excited to get this kitchen ready and not have to cook in my living room anymore. We are very close. We had our appliances delivered yesterday, so washing machine and tumble dryer arrived. Now it's just getting really tight in here. It's going in. Oh my God, I can't believe this is my worktop. Helping? Are you helping? I am so excited to give you this tour. So I feel like it's still not settled in yet that we live here. It feels like we're renting an Airbnb and we have to check out soon, but we don't. It's for good. So I thought I would give you a little tour of the place. I'm gonna show you what we love and also things that we would do differently, and just kind of like our thought process in why we chose certain things. First up, I feel like I need to mention the space here. So we have gone for 800mm width here. Normally you'd do 1000, however, we are pinched for space at this side, which is into the hallway. As you can see, my chair is out there. And we want this clear walkway here into the living area. So we took the reduced space, and it was a worry, and it need not be, because it's totally fine. The two of us can freely exist in this space and it's not an issue. Bear with me, it's the evening now, so shall I put some lights on? This is one of my favorite lights. We have 6 different light sources in the kitchen. We have the task lighting, which is the LED strip lighting under the shelf, which they have embedded in the shelf. So they dug a channel here and they put it in so it sits flush with the base of the shelf. We have the wall lights. We've obviously got the gorgeous centerpiece. This is Lara Du. I'm gonna try and link it, but it was sold out the last time I checked. Hi, Winnie. I will link it anyway and you can keep checking. I'll also link the West Elm alternative that I was gonna buy, but then they had one in stock left, and this was my first choice. It was on my mood board from the beginning. And then we just have regular spotlights. Then we've got the dining room wall lights. The skylight sits above the table. And then we have a spotlight here, and then we have utility sensor lights. So these come on when you walk into the utility room, just because space saving on the wall for a light switch. Seeing as we're here, let's start with utility. Slide open that door and you have got the highest functioning room in the whole house. Obsessed with this space. We've got that double stack laundry. Our dryer is a heat pump dryer, so it's A+ rated. Got the built-in units for all our Hoover and ironing board and stuff. We've got Winnie's bowl, she has her dinner here. We've got that Belfast sink to clean extra stuff. We've got the Zalige pearl tiles on the wall, which I adore, with the brass tap. This is Winnie's cupboard, so it has everything from her food, her treats, her dog lead, everything is in there for her. So this is like her room pretty much. Also boring stuff like the boiler is in here, and we have our water softener, would highly recommend. So it gives soft water out of our showers. London water is so hard. Then we can just close that door on that room and go back to the glorious kitchen. Back in the kitchen, so I'm going to start with our cupboard door handles. These are the Dowsing & Reynolds Hive brass plated handles. Gone for the back plated ones on the island because I love that contrast. And then over here we've got the Lusso Stone Filtrata boiling hot water tap. I am obsessed with this. Instant hot water at your tap at any time of day you want is amazing. It's also got a delayed start and a safety catch, just so that you can't make the mistake of putting it on instead of the standard water or the filtered water tap. I love this styled shelf and my concrete lamps. Really considered about going for cabinets here or not. I'm so glad we went for the shelf because it's that minimalist aesthetic, and also we have so much storage anyway, it's not been a problem. Then I've gone for these switchless sockets on the splashback here. So I just think they look tidier than the ones with switches. And then on the island, I've gone for a colour match with the black. It's also got USB chargers as well because people sit here and charge their phones. So I totally love that feature. These are all Dowsing & Reynolds. I will link everything below. And the final Dowsing & Reynolds feature I have in the kitchen are these off-white textured dimmer switch plates. I'm obsessed because look at that colour match. It's so close with the putty white walls. The thing I love about Dowsing & Reynolds is that their quality of sockets is so well priced compared to their competitors at this kind of level of switch plates and sockets. We've actually done our whole house in Dowsing & Reynolds. I'm working with them on a kitchen collab, but I did buy all the others like previous to this collab starting. I have done different colour schemes throughout our house based on the style of the room. What I've kept consistent throughout is that they're all Dowsing & Reynolds brand, and they actually now offer a design service. So if you're not really sure where to start with colour schemes or anything, then they can help you and they will pull mood boards together for you for your whole room, not just your sockets. I would definitely recommend this. I love it when a brand offers a design service because it makes the customer's experience so much easier. I will link that below if you're interested in checking it out. Another one of my favourite pieces in the room is the island pendant. It's bold enough to make a statement in the room, but the simple clean lines and the curved lamps soften the look a bit. It's the perfect centerpiece. Also, of course, how can I forget the island is just the best bit about this kitchen. It is the heart of the home and it's so sociable because it's our prep station where you can cook dinner and still face the room. I just adore it. So obviously I can't do a kitchen reveal without focusing on these worktops. Look at this marble veining that just runs down the side. Max is such a perfectionist and he has done the most incredible job here. So highly recommend. I will link his website below. He's based in Kingston. You can check out his work at his store or on his website. But yeah, great guy. Great price on these worktops as well. For the amount of stone we got, really good. Really recommend. Love it. He has just done the most incredible job. Okay, let's see what's inside the cupboards. So we've just got the Tupperware and bowls here. Then we've got our junk drawer, and we actually lucked out with getting an extra cutlery tray. So it just keeps the drawer so tidy. Extra plates and more storage that we can't fill because we have so much storage. Meter wide cutlery tray. Oh yeah. Pans, and then let's see what's under the sink. Got all my cleaning products here. That's also the Lusso Stone hot water tank for the boiling water tap. And then I keep my cleaning products separate here. The little basket on the right is for the downstairs toilet, so I just pick that up and take it through. Very handy. And then over here we have an integrated dishwasher and then also integrated trash. And also we have this little secret drawer for cling film and bin bags. So we have one recycling, one rubbish there. Then we've got the dining table over here. Pull-out larder, literally my favourite thing in the kitchen. I love it so, so much. It's so handy because you can access it from both sides, which is never digging in a cupboard again. Then we have the fridge. Oh my word. I spent so long researching my fridge that I will probably do a separate vlog on why I picked this one. But just for like starters, you've got different zones. You've got a dry meat zone, which keeps things fresher for longer. You've got a humidity box for vegetables, which keeps them fresh. Then we've got the double freezer here. Loads of storage there. And also it's an antibacterial fridge. And this just prevents things from going off as quickly, which is obviously super handy. And I just love the cube shape of it. It opens so nicely, having all the fridge at the top. And it's also hidden, so we had this partition wall built specifically for this size of fridge so that it was out of sight when you're in the main kitchen, which I just totally love. Dining table, I just love this. These chairs were on my mood board, and actually I have a little story about them. As the story goes with these chairs, I shared this style of chair on the mood board episode I did like months and months ago, and this lovely lady messaged me and said that she'd seen them on my mood board and that she was the manager of a hotel that was getting renovated, and they had spare original Carl Hansen wishbone chairs from the Reno, and that they were mine if I wanted them. These are original wishbone chairs, and actually look at the nick of them. I think they're in such great condition considering they've been a hotel dining chair for many years. I just adore the minimalist, sleek look of them against the rustic wooden dining table we've got, and we've got the matching bench as well. I feel so fortunate that I crossed paths with this lovely lady, and now I have my dream chairs in my dream home. I won the lottery, basically. Okay, let's chat mistakes. So our biggest mistake, which we actually won't be changing, is the sink. So this sink is plastic and it stains very easily unless you bleach it, and I don't want to be bleaching my sink every day. So it doesn't look that great. We ordered a sink not giving it any thought, just thinking it would arrive and be ceramic, and it's not. Wish we'd gone for a proper ceramic sink like our Belfast sink in the utility room. Our next mistake, which we are going to fix, is we didn't get any cupboards for this area here from Wren because we weren't ever sure how it was going to work out with this steel here, so we didn't risk it. We bought this on Facebook Marketplace. It was a temporary kitchen for our living room, and we always said we'd upcycle it in the kitchen and have it here as a pantry. Well, the look doesn't really work with the rest of like the kitchen aesthetic. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go back to Wren and we're going to order more units to go in here. This space is 900 mils, so we'll get the kitchen designer to help us there, and that will be done at some point in the future. Haven't really thought about it right now. We're just relieved to be in the house and settled. But yeah, that's gonna change because it doesn't really work there. Just one final thing that I would change. This is difficult because had we not been in lockdown and kitchen showrooms had been open, I wouldn't have chosen this ultra matte, but it's something I can live with. We will not be changing it, but I would definitely go for satin matte. So pencil color on our island is pencil satin, and it's so much smoother and easier to keep clean than this like super chalky white. So just the texture is totally different on them, even though they are the same range. So that is something to consider. Satin matte if you're gonna go matte. And now these are just things we still have left to do. We need to upcycle the bar stools. I thought we were gonna just get rid of these. They were from our old flat. Always thought I'd buy new ones, so I let the builders have them during the build and look at the state of them. And now I realise that actually they work perfectly here. So I need to sand them down, and then I'm gonna paint them exactly the same colour as the MDF paneling here, and that is the Valspar Coal Tipple. So it's a project I need to do at some point in the near future. The little bookcase here, it's for 3 shelves, but they don't fit our cookbook. So we're gonna do 2 shelves, but we just need to drill new holes here because the pre-drilled holes don't really fit. So I just need to sort that out at some point soon. Well, that is it from me and my kitchen tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you do have any questions, then just pop them in the comments below and I will answer them. Thank you so much for watching this whole Reno series from the very beginning, if you've been here since then, and welcome if you're new here. I just really appreciate it, and I've just loved being on the journey with you all, and I'm so excited for the rest of this series, getting to show you my completed rooms in my house. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!